Along what was once known as the Great Road stands a large stone house in Trapp, Pennsylvania, known as the Speaker's House.
So this would have been Frederick Muhlenberg's office.
Frederick Muhlenberg lived here with his wife and 7 children from 1781 to 1791. The pastor turned politician was the first Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives.
He just worked his way up through the political ranks. And I think also the fact that he is from the Mid-Atlantic, it gave geographic balance to New England with John Adams and then George Washington from Virginia.
The Philadelphia-style townhouse was built in 1763. It fell into disrepair and was threatened with demolition. Historic Trapp purchased it in 2001 with the goal of an authentic restoration to the time of Muhlenberg.
He could walk in the door and say, yep, this is how I left it. This all looks familiar. This is home.
Craftsmen from 18th century restorations and others have been working on the project ahead of America's 250th celebration.
We have the fragment that shows.
It has taken a lot of archival and architectural research down to the plaster, the style of molding, and paint colors like Prussian blue.
It's a lot of more careful deconstruction than demolition.
Muhlenberg also operated a general store on the property. The organization hopes to rebuild it now that it discovered the footprint. Muhlenberg moved to Lancaster sometime in 1800. The city was the capital of Pennsylvania at the time. He took a job as the Receiver General of the Land Office. He was familiar with the city because his brother Henry was a longtime pastor of Trinity Lutheran Church.
People actually encouraged him.
Tanya Kevorkian is the church archivist and a professor of history at Millersville University.
The way that he was appointed to various positions speaks to a very smooth, a very persuasive personality, someone who had a lot of stamina.
That stamina gave out June 4th, 1801.
So this is a ledger from the time when the Muhlenbergs were around.
His brother, the pastor, recorded his death in this church ledger.
Frederick August Muhlenberg, former Receiver General, my brother, died the 4th of a stroke at the age of 51 years, 5 months, and 2 days.
Muhlenberg is buried at Woodward Hill Cemetery in Lancaster. His body was exhumed and moved here when Trinity Lutheran expanded.
Some of the ground they needed was where the churchyard cemetery was. So a number of graves, including those of some very prominent people like Muhlenberg, had to be moved.
He's in good company, not far from President James Buchanan's gravesite, 2 Pennsylvanians who played important roles in the early days of the nation. Susan Shapiro, WGAL News 8.
And the Speaker's House was dedicated over the weekend with current Pennsylvania House Speaker Joanna McClinton in attendance for the celebration. The space is now open for tours every week.